The Western Line. Zones. Zone 9, Horndon and the River Tavy Tours. Overview, Tours and Features. Welcome to the zone videos for the Western Line of Dartmoor. The 9th zone is the tour surrounding Horndon village and in the lower River Tavy Valley, west of the Western Line. It consists of these tours, rocks, crags and hills. Some private tours: the Master Rock, Long Timber Tour, Common Wood Tour, the Cliff, Lower Creasonwood Tour, Upper Creasonwood Tour, Big Rock and Coffin Wood Tour. Best approach and route. This zone covers an elongated area spanning southwest at Long Timber Tour to northeast at Coffin Wood Tour, with most tours close to the River Tavy or Minelead waterway. To hike this zone, either take the northern road parallel to the Tavy that runs from Mary Tavy through Horndon and Zor to Lane End, or take the southern road running parallel to the Tavy between Peter Tavy and Bagator Farm, depending on what you wish to see. Good stop-off parkings are outside Mary Tavy Hydroelectric Power Station, Zor Common, Hillbridge Weir, or small roadside bays at Willsworthy Village if you can find them. From here you can begin to navigate. Features 77 to 83, the private tours. Between Long Timber Tour and Bennett's Reservoir are 5 private tours: High Tor, Fox Tor 2, Unknown Crags near Kent's Tor, and Brimhill Tor. There is also a private tour between Big Rock and Upper Creasonwood Tor that I name Little Big Rock. There appears to be a further private tour just after leaving Hill Bridge and passing a house on the right that I call Hillbridge Tour. Seek permission from the landowners to view these. Feature 84. The Master Rock. Take the road between Mary Tavy Village and Lane End, but stop as soon as you pass a row of trees on your left and reach Zor Common, a small patch of moorland at the hamlet of Creason. There is a parking bay at the bottom of the track here, and lots of space. Park up and walk up the track. The track leads to Wheeljewel Reservoir if you were to continue all the way up. Much before that, the track is funneled between 2 field boundaries. Turn left before this and walk into the grassland of this compound, and a small tor will loom out at you. This is the Master Rock. Feature 85. Long Timber Tour. Beginning at the parking bays outside the Mary Tavy Hydroelectric Plant, which is after the school and the church with the graveyard, park up and descend the stony, windy track down to the River Tavy. An old footbridge is here called Clam Bridge, with a pleasant bench. Cross the river and turn right. Keep following this track, which connects Mary Tavy with Peter Tavy. Stop at the double gate. The left gate is a track continuing to the next village, but the right gate is a small field on the River Tavy that is mostly dominated by Long Timber Tour. Quite a huge tour, Long Timber is well disguised in trees and foliage, so you may at first mistake it for a cluster of trees. Look in the gaps and orbit around to the rear facing the river to see the rock. Some have climbed this to the top. Feature 86. The Unknown Cliff Tour. Stop at Horndon Village. Take the track from the triangle of roads south down to the river, and you will reach Horndon Bridge. Before the bridge, on the north bank, there is access to a riverside track, heading east. Follow this a short distance northeast, and the track will eventually reach a point where you must walk out onto a platform of rocks, which are usually accessible if the river is low after a dry spell, but after rain could be slippery. You will notice at this point, before you can come inland again to the track, is a large cliff-like tor. Slightly further north from this, and visible from the cliff, is a medium-sized stone in the centre of the river, for a landmark. Turning back again south, walk inland onto the track in the woods, and you'll see a couple more rocks just off the track belonging to this tour. This is a great landmark for finding the neighbouring Common Wood Tor. Feature 87. Common Wood Tor. As aforementioned, locate the cliff tor on a platform of rock jutting out into the River Tavy. Turn back south from this, amble along the track. You will see a small grouping of further rocks attached to the cliff tor. Then, further south, keep your eyes peeled to the right of you through the trees. You may see a row of vegetation, apparently draped, hanging down over rock like a curtain. This extends left and right for several meters. Step very carefully through the foliage, keeping branches away from your eyes, and a forked bog stream will appear on the ground. Carefully lunge over both forks of this, and you have reached Common Wood Tor, which appears as a giant but secretive second cliff in the woods, with water trickling down its face. Feature 88. Lower Creason Wood Tor. Get yourself to Hill Bridge. You can park at a tiny bay on the north bank as the road goes to the left, as long as you don't block the gate to Chilly Wood. Better parking is available on the south bank of the river, where the road, after leaving the bridge, kinks 90 degrees. There is possibly space for 2 to 3 cars. Walk from Hillbridge Weir down to its west side, on the north bank, either via a gate or a climb-down metal ladder. Go over the metal floor grill and take this track southwest, but stop as soon as you come to a clearing in the woods, and take a fork away from the lead to the left, with a stone marker with MT engraved on it. Follow this track beside the river to a stile, and enter Creason Wood. You've passed an island in the river on your left, and now River Tavy will turn right. Just after this, look out for a bench on the track. The tor is in the woods to the right of this. Some rocks are directly to the right of the tracks, whereas others you will have to go into the densely treed woodland to find. Take care here, as there is a tiny stream to cross to see more rocks, and many holly trees and dead branches that you don't want in your eyes. Feature 89. Upper Creason Wood Tor. Following the previously mentioned guide for Hillbridge to Lower Creason Wood Tor, get yourself parked up again at Hill Bridge. Climb down the ladder or go through the gate so you're southwest of the bridge, north bank of the River Tavy. Cross the metal grill and follow the track beside Mine Leat, a canal-like old waterway separate from the river. This is a beautiful walk. You'll pass a sign for entry into Creason Wood. Look over the leat to your right after this sign, and you'll eventually see another small tor of large boulders, arranged roughly in a trio, obscured by foliage. This is Creason Wood Tor, the upper sibling. Feature 90. Big Rock. After following the track beside Mine Leat south past Upper Creason Wood Tor, you may be looking carefully for Big Rock, but before that you will instead be likely to spot an unknown tor that I have tentatively labelled Little Big Rock. This is a private tor, and the next clapper bridge you'll see which has some barbed wire in disarray at the end of it, leads to this tor. As it is on private ground, ignore this first clapper bridge with the barbed wire and keep a lookout for a second. After exiting Creason Wood past its signpost on the track and entering into Common Wood, which is currently an area on the Dartmoor camping map. To your right you'll see a wall-like rock and lots of large rocks overhanging a bend in the leat, including more visible rocks deeper in the woods. Following Mine Leat further, you'll come across the second clapper bridge over the leat and a neater, more formal gate. Cross this and enter turning right, walking the middle ground of the wood. Big Rock presents itself first with a large short cliff face on the left near the top of the slope, meeting farmer field boundaries, and then a giant rock on the right, which you may need care to get close to as you move between trees on a short steep slope overlooking the leat. This main large tor stack is recognisable as it has barbed wire field boundaries that bisect the rocks on top. Feature 91, Coffin Wood Tor. For this last tour, we are relocating further afield to get more north up the River Tavy, approaching closer to the beginning of the Tavy Cleave. This tour is a difficult one to reach. Make sure you are fit and careful. Take the road between Mary Tavy and Lane End, but pause short of Lane End at the houses of the hamlet of Willsworthy here. There are very limited places to park where the road zigzags, but you may get in near a lamppost. At this reverse S-shaped kink in the road, there is a public footpath heading due east-southeast that is actually part of the Lich Way. Take it. This is a beautiful trip, particularly at the end of May when the bluebells come out. You descend a windy downhill track to the River Tavy. You cross some large wooden bridges over an island in the Tavy, and you are actually at the base of Standon Hill here, close to Standon Farm. After the bridge crossing, head right. Follow the tracks through a couple of fields and old walls, cross a small wooden platform and go over a stile. Follow the River Tavy on its east bank. Eventually you will reach an area called Cataloo Steps, where the Tavy has some ill-placed crossing rocks. Ignore these, and notice to your left a wonky tilted bridge over a minor brook. Cross this. Immediately to your left you see a green field. Enter this and head to the steep tree-covered hill to the end of it. Before you reach that though, there is a moderately wide bog stream trench, which is wide enough to be difficult to cross. Careful not to end up ankle deep in mud here. If you manage to cross this, a very difficult task awaits you. Climbing up a muddy or leafy, very steep and tall hill in the woods, possibly grappling onto roots to prevent you from slipping down the incline as you go. There are fallen trees down the slopes in places here too, and I would advise against going on a day of strong winds. As you climb, you'll notice rocks lying low on the slopes to your right, part of Coffin Wood Tor. There are larger rocks uphill when the incline evens off, following the field boundary up the mound. The three main rocks are just behind a barbed wire fence, but it does have a gate. And here you can look down and see another island in the river beyond Cataloo Steps, and get a view through the trees of the other side of the Tavy Valley. If you choose to visit the rocks closer, be wary of another steep slope facing the river. Additional notes and firing ranges. None of these tours lie within any of the Dartmoor firing ranges.